Hello and welcome. Well, I'm sharing something very different with you today. This is an area of my garden that you have never seen before. It is towards the front of my property, and we've got this sort of cottage style garden bed here. And then we have this patio area here with umbrellas and all bits and pieces. We've got an outdoor setting, we've got pots, little bits and pieces here. Water fountain. And so the reason I'm bringing you out here is because I am wanting to do a bit of a transformation on this space. Sorry, you can see I've been watering. I'm wanting to do a bit of a transformation on this space. You will have seen the very beginning of this video, I was at the garden centre and I purchased these pots here. So these two pots were for this particular project. I've got some inspiration to this incredibly gorgeous nursery. It's very late in the afternoon, so the sun is absolutely just the light coming through at the moment. It's so nice. And I'm eyeing this pot and this pot. They're the same size, but I'm eyeing those two for my patio project for the jasmine. I think that the shape of them is really sweet. It's quite like almost like a Greek Roman sort of shape. So I think I might pick up two of those, one for each of the jasmine, and then what I will probably do is in the center here place like a black sort of obelisk trellis and then do the jasmine up through the trellis. And I think that is going to be so beautiful and really like effective in that space. There's a lot of sort of like concrete hard surfaces in that area, and I think having something like this and with all the greenery and like the height to the greenery is going to really soften that space. So yeah, I think maybe I'm going to pick up those two. Ooh, I really am happy with that shape. They're very sweet. I've got so many gorgeous pots here. It's a full nursery, so most of the plants are this way. These are all their citrus trees here. But I really absolutely loved these ones with like, hopefully it does come across, with like the ribbing here on the side, but they do sort of have that smaller. And they did say on the little tag here that there was even a smaller size C, but I can't see. I would have loved that in a smaller size. I can't see it anywhere. But look at these pots. Little pieces of art. They're like heirloom pots in my opinion. And they've got all their gorgeous flowers in up towards the register. Look at how pretty this garden centre is. And at this time of day too, the weather is spectacular. Project. I've got some inspiration pictures. I really want to create a really cozy green courtyard feel out here. It's very concrete at the moment. And so this is a transformation project that is no doubt going to take a number of weeks. I'm considering like flooring, like different types of flooring for the concrete here. I want new umbrellas. It needs an entire refresh. So this is going to be kind of another transformation series similar to what I did for the orchard space. So I really just wanted to show it to you pretty much in this state. This is its current state. And this is how it's looking. I'm being very careful with the camera angles. If you're wondering why I'm filming it in this particular way, I am being careful for my own privacy and security. I am being very careful. But yeah, so this is the current state. It's not a bad space, and it's definitely a space that I use often, you know, for breakfasts and lunches. It's gorgeous here. It's very much like a little sun trap, and yeah, lovely, lovely space. It's just a little bit tired, and I think I can do better. I definitely think that I can refresh the space. I think I can make it somewhere just really lush and green, but as I've said, I think it is going to be quite the process. The orchard transformation project was a process, and it took quite a number of weeks, but getting, you know, companies out to potentially quote and then install different flooring here. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to paint it, if I'm going to get a topcrete down. There are so many different options that I'm investigating at this stage. I want to get heaps of, anyway, I won't go on about it now because things could obviously change, but I did really just want to document it at this state, so you could kind of, you know, and for myself as well, to be able to kind of look back on what it looks like now. And in my excitement to transform this space, I actually ended up buying 2 jasmine plants because I would like to have them going up these walls. I think that having greenery on either side of this window here would just add so much. It would soften the space. I think it would really, really soften the space. So I purchased the jasmine, but I purchased them several days ago, and I shouldn't say several days ago. It's probably about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and I can't kind of keep them in. I don't want to keep them in the trays anymore. They're actually in flower at the moment, and so I'd really like to enjoy them out here. Thus, the need for the garden centre visit, where I picked up these 2 pots. I also had to purchase these little saucers underneath. They're just a plastic saucer from the garden centre, but I actually think that the colour goes really well, actually. And then while I'm over here, I also picked up these trainers. So once the trainers are in these pots, it'll almost give the jasmine about 2 meters to climb, and so I really think that is going to look gorgeous on these walls, like pretty much all the way up to here, with jasmine in flower, and the smell of jasmine in flower is just delicious. So I'm out here now. It is actually quite late in the afternoon, if I do say so. And what I'm wanting to do is actually pot up the jasmine really quickly. I'm almost out of gardening soil, so I kind of just want to use the last soil that I have, use it all up, see how much I need, and then that way I can pick up some more tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have enough to do these 2 pots, and I can get the jasmine in and get the trainer in. If that's the case, I'll obviously show that to you once I'm done. But my camera battery is flashing at me. Of course it is. Always the way. So I'm probably just going to come back once you've seen me plant plants many times. So I'm just going to fill these with soil, pop the jasmine in, and we'll see how it looks. While we have that gorgeous evening chorus of birdsong, I thought I'd take you for a little wander around in this garden, just given that you've not seen it before, and just talk through a few. I'm not going to talk through all the plants, but just talk through a few of the plants, just so you can kind of get a bit of an idea of space here. It gets sun and so it's sort of part sun, part shade here, depending on the time of day. It's very much morning sun in this area. So you all know how much I love my trailing violet. So we've got that in there. This used to be one of those, I've got them in the back garden as well, the white and sort of black striped grass. It's just had quite the haircut recently. So that normally fills out this entire area here. We've got a very, very pretty conifer here. We've got a little Peter. This little Peter is actually quite new. So there used to be a Cascade lily-pilly in this pot, and that Cascade lily-pilly was actually relocated to the orchard. So this little Peter has been placed in this pot, and he looks so tiny and quite demure in here. but eventually he will completely fill it out. They get about 60 centimeters wide and tall. So once he's had a little chance to establish, he will fill out this pot beautifully. And I wanted to really just quickly show you that gorgeous color of the new growth. How pretty is that? Those red leaves are all the new leaves coming through. It just gives it a little bit of an ornamental vibe. At the moment, the little Peter is here on this corner. Whether he ends up staying here, I'm not sure. But I'm very, very happy with him. He just may relocate somewhere else on this patio area. We've sort of got a lot of grasses in here, a lot of really pretty sort of evergreen shrubs. We've got an ivy on the back. All sorts of grasses through here under this quite a large tree canopy. Gorgeous little water feature, trailing plants. So yeah, I'm definitely able to house some more of the shade-loving plants under these sort of large tree canopies more towards the front of the property, which is really nice. Just gives me a bit of variety as well for my own self when I'm, selecting plants and things. But I'm definitely keen to get a few different types of plants into this bed, get some different heights, some different colors in, and definitely add, as I said earlier, a lot more pots and things onto this patio area. I think that will give it, as I said, I think I've said it a couple of times now, it just needs to be softened. The area really needs to be softened. So different kind of flooring here. I'm even thinking like some really gorgeous lighting out here. So whether I get like some solar lights, but I think that will look incredible. And just to show you where I've gotten to, so I filled them up with soil and I've actually popped the trellises in. I've got the little jasmine here ready to go in. I'm actually gonna have to spend a couple of minutes probably detangling it from where it's already started to climb, but I wanted to show you the type that I got. So that is it there. A beautiful evergreen climber bearing large clusters of fragrant white star-shaped flowers opening from pink buds. Deeply blah blah blah. Climber provides quick cover for fences, walls. Fragrant flowers. Oh my gosh, I have one of these in the back garden. It is so fragrant. Vigorous growth and needs heavy pruning after flowering. You can see there, full sun, part shade, and it's a climbing plant. These here are its little buds, flower buds. Just the sort of delicate pink there. And they will open up into these very, very beautiful white star-shaped flowers, and the perfume from it is so, jasmine's such a distinctive smell, but it's such a strong perfume. It just perfumes it will definitely perfume this entire area here on the patio, which will be lovely. Also, while I'm here, just giving you a little bit of a closer look at these pots. I'm obsessed with them. That shape and like the finish, they're a concrete pot, so they're very, very heavy, but that finish and the actual sort of like fluted shape on them, so beautiful. Very happy with that. But yeah, so I'm going to spend a couple of minutes just trying to detangle these, and then we're going to get them. I've already prepped the little hole there, and I've done the same on the other side. You can see it's my spare spare potting soil there. Gosh, it's after 5 now. It's quite late and it's been a day today, so my brain is very slowly starting to switch off, but I probably can't see it with how dark it's getting. But yeah, there you go. You can see I've just got a little hole ready to go. So I'm going to spend a few minutes now just detangling, and then we will get these into the pots and see how they look. Well, I have to say, getting the jasmines out of their pots, much easier than what I thought it was going to be. The little, forgive my mess here, but these actually just unclipped from the pot, and then you kind of just wriggle the vines off and pull them out. So that was incredible. Much, much easier. So just to show you, there is this one here, and you can see I've already got all of her gorgeous little tendrils, vines, climbing up. She's got all of her flowers, so hopefully she will bloom very soon. And then, just on the other side here, I have to say this one probably suffered the most. She's a little bit worse for wear. Particularly just along this branch here. I think it kind of just snapped off a little bit, unfortunately, when she was with the other plants in the trays around the potting shed side. So that's unfortunate, but I have no doubt she will make a full recovery. And as you can see, she's already sort of climbing up and around. These are stainless steel, and I have to say, I mean, they're not the most beautiful to look at, but I have had jasmine plants before, and I know how vigorous and how quickly they grow. So I think it will only be a matter of months before this is completely filled with jasmine. And so you're not even really going to see the structure that they're under. It'll be completely covered. There were other kind of like full obelisks with like all these really intricate, beautiful details on them. But I just thought, there's just no point when you're not going to see it at all, when it's going to be completely covered in the lavender. And really the lavender is supposed to be the feature here, not the actual structure. So I'm unbelievably happy with that. I was so happy that they were so tall up. So you can see, I mean, they're almost like 2 meters up. So they're going to look just phenomenal in the coming sort of weeks, months, once we get all that gorgeous greenery. So I've still got my hose out over there. I might actually just give them a really quick drink of water, and then I'm going to pack up all of my mess and call it a day. It is probably about 6 o'clock at night now. The sun has completely gone down. The camera actually makes it look a lot brighter here than what it is. But yeah, so that's probably going to be it, I think, for this kind of part 1 of the patio transformation. It's probably quite a short one, just because I kind of wanted to introduce you to the idea, introduce you to this space, and obviously share these absolutely sensational pots and the jasmine plants and their trellises and that. Yeah. Very, very happy with how that's looking, and I hope that you will subscribe and join me for the rest of the transformation of this patio area. I'm sure it is going to come in multiple parts, as I said earlier, given how long it's going to kind of take to get everything sorted here. It is going to be, yeah, it's going to be in individual parts as I kind of am successful and I decide on things, or I'm able to sort of save up and get bits and bobs. So yes, I hope you will join me for all of that, and I'm going to bid you farewell. Have an incredible rest of your week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.